Previously, on Total Pokemon Survivor Island. After a heated argument with his alliance regarding Mawil's elimination, Beautifly and her alliance disbanded from Venusaur's alliance, and after a debate with Venusaur on the morality of eliminating Mawile, Machoke decides to leave the alliance as well, causing Venusaur to take time to himself to question his leadership capabilities. After that occurred, Curly informed her alliance that Machoke developed suspicions of her, giving Gastrodon the resolve to eliminate him once and for all. Together, we're going to finish what I started. During the challenge, it seemed relatively simple on the surface, with it being to retrieve an escape orb in a deep dungeon, but there happened to be reports of unidentified tremors that could potentially be life-threatening. So this was without a doubt the survivor's most dangerous challenge yet. Before anything of note occurred in the dungeon itself, Machoke, as an attempt to distance himself from his alliance, decided to enter alone, until Ampharos and Glasgow approached him, unable to find Venusaur. They attempted to convince him to search with them, but to no avail, prompting them to go after Venusaur themselves. It was Ampharos, however, who was the most dedicated to finding Venusaur, with Glasgow trying to have her rationalize the situation, with her refusing to compromise her resolve, due in part with her feeling as though she felt obligated for the longest time to act like the glue holding together the alliance, and that for her own game and her alliances, she'd have to stop playing nice going forward. After being pushed away from Venusaur's alliance by Machoke, Beautifly and Piplup end up traversing the dungeon together alone. However, Piplup ends up falling off a ledge, causing the two to get separated, forcing Beautifly to search for her. Miraculously, in spite of not being able to use idols, Skuntank manages to find both hidden idols within the challenge, and appears to have a very unclear stratagem regarding them. This wasn't left completely unchecked, however, as Gastrodon caught him in the act and attempted to call him out for it, only enabling him to demean her gameplay and her inability to eliminate him. Gastrodon, however, swears that in spite of that, it'll be her that causes his elimination, and in the midst of the distraction, Skuntank causes a rock slide, allowing him to escape. Motherfucker! Fucker! 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 After being relentlessly pursued by Kecleon and his endless band of blokes, Curly manages to steal a joy seed from them, which in turn causes her to evolve into Gardevoir. In continuation of their search for Venusaur, Gliscor finds the idol that Skuntank left behind, and he becomes the first person to find an idol that doesn't use it in the first episode they find it. I'm sure he must feel very accomplished. Fletchinder, who traversed the dungeon herself, eventually finds herself in a section of the dungeon she is oddly familiar with, and begins to have a flashback. You know I can't see that, right? Should I just keep playing the footage? I don't know the protocol for flashback. This ends with her beginning to doubt the credibility of her allies, and gives her the resolve to do whatever possible to get her memory back. Eventually, Beautifly manages to find Piplup. Remorseful for the fact that Beautifly had to go out of her way to find her, Piplup finally provides some context on what she came on the show for. Through another flash, in continuation of the search for Venusaur, Ampharos inadvertently triggered a summon trap, causing a horde of Delta Unknown to ambush them. Gliscor tries to convince Ampharos to turn back, but she refuses, determined to do whatever it takes to save Venusaur. No! I'm not turning my back! Not now! We're getting to Venusaur! Against the odds, they chose to fight. They fought to the best of their abilities, but were eventually overwhelmed by the countless number of Unknown. That wasn't until Machoke came in and managed to defeat the remainder of the Unknown. Machoke explains that after witnessing something specific, he had a change of heart and decides to go in after Venusaur. And after Ampharos conveys just what Venusaur means to her, they follow suit. Venusaur, after questioning his leadership skills following his actions, leads himself deep enough into the dungeon to where he is ambushed by an elite team of Delta Pokemon formerly known as the Rockbreakers! A battle ensued, where in spite of Venusaur's best efforts, the odds were stacked against him due in part with him being outnumbered, and is eventually brought down by the Rockwreckers. Metagross, their leader, refrained from killing Venusaur, saying that his life has value to their cause. He explains the process of transforming into a Delta Pokemon, and that the subject must not be willing to fight, and states that if Venusaur submits, they would spare him. Venusaur refuses, but before Metagross could land the final blow, Machoke comes in and pushes Venusaur away from the direction of the boulder. Determined to save Venusaur, Machoke, placed under the pressure of the boulder, evolves into Machamp. With his new strength, he manages to effectively hold his own against the Rockwreckers, and with the eventual assistance of Ampharos and Gliscor, defeats them all until only their leader remained. In spite of his typing disadvantage, Metagross managed to have one last trick up his sleeve, allowing him to be on par with Machamp, his Mega Stone, allowing him to become Mega Metagross.
Behold, Mega Metagross! Tremble before me!
Let's finish this!
Despite the initial struggle, Machamp, in spite of facing a Mega, gained the upper hand against Metagross.
Take this! Close combat!
And after everything, Machamp and the others finally managed to save Venusaur. Meanwhile, while all this was occurring, Corphish managed to almost effortlessly reach the end of the dungeon and claim the escape orb, making him the only person safe for elimination.
Spive Gang!
After being saved by his alliance, Venusaur goes into detail on why he decided to go off on his own, and that he didn't want to own up to his mistakes, which he openly acknowledges and atones for, even going as far as to volunteer to step down as leader. However, in spite of all of this, his alliance still accepts him, and to rectify his mistake, Venusaur finally decides to go after Gardevoir. As for Gardevoir herself, her risky gameplay seems to be catching up to her, as not only does Piplup have her suspicions, but with Gastrodon hell-bent on eliminating Skuntank, whom she's also allies with, it will cause great strain in their alliance if Gastrodon discovers the two are working together, leaving Gardevoir with very few options. Venusaur's alliance were about to give up hope, as just the four of them won't be sufficient enough to eliminate Gardevoir, and since they failed to sway Fletchinger's vote, that meant for the very first time, Venusaur's alliance was in the minority, with a strong possibility of Machamp leaving. However, against Beautifly's wishes, Piplup, still carrying suspicion of Gardevoir, offers Venusaur's alliance her vote. At elimination, it was down to Gardevoir and Machamp, and as it would turn out, Piplup's vote ended up being the deciding factor. But instead of being eliminated, Gardevoir received a penalty in the upcoming challenge, putting her in a significantly worse position in the game. I have no choice but to play more cautiously. Then and only then will I better my position. So with no one gone, we are still down to 11. So what will happen next? Find out right now on Total Pokemon Survivor Island. Beautify, wait, shouldn't you think this through? This doesn't concern you, Piplup. But what if you say something you might regret? I don't have any regrets. I've been able to keep our alliance intact in spite of our losses, help you in any way I can, and carry the torch Kricketune passed on to me after his elimination. And I want to continue doing that. You have to understand, all I want is the best for us. Yes, I understand that, Beautify. But don't you think this is a bit Irrational? Irrational? Everything I do, everything I've done, it hasn't been for me. It's been for yours and our alliance's sake. And it's no different here. I will never not do what I think is right for you all. Now to give them a piece of my mind. Okay, things could not have ended worse last night. Not only did we sever any possibility of Beautifly working with us, but even after everything, we still have Gardevoir's competition. The worst of both worlds.
Granted, Gardevoir did receive a penalty last night, if that's any kind of silver lining. Shouldn't you guys be preoccupied with the fact that Beautifly not only had an idol right under our noses, but also used to get an advantage in the challenge? Gardevoir's a problem in and of herself, but I firmly believe that after last night, there's a strong chance that whatever Beautifly's advantages, she'll try to use it against us. What makes you say that? Beautifly isn't a bad person, but when we first started collaborating with her alliance, I got the impression of self-righteousness from her. So much so that I bet you she's probably on her way here to confront us.
Alright, out with it. What the hell was that?
Called it.
You know, I thought we had a mutual agreement to get each other through the game. I really thought that together we'd reach a point in the game where we could compete without conflict. Guess I was wrong.
Bullshit, Beautifly. I know full well that you tried to go after me last night. Those votes didn't come out of thin air, now did they?
You are the one who fueled the fire. Your sudden accusation of Gardevoir could have caused our alliances to be in direct conflict. My vote against you last night was meant to prevent that.
Oh, so you really mean to tell me that a simple accusation devalues my relationship with Mawile? You can eliminate our allies, but when we go for yours is a problem? You didn't target me because you tried to assess a threat. The move you tried to make against me was entirely because of your bias.
My bias?
Yes, your bias! You didn't want me to accuse Gardevoir because you are so ignorant as to believe anyone who's your ally could do no wrong. That's why you voted for Mawile that night. She was eliminated for being right, damn it! But anyways, you're not going to get anywhere in this argument if you aren't honest about how petty you are. So how about you just cut the shit and let's talk?
You can't even imagine the pressure I've been through since Cricketune left. Having to restrain myself when my significant other almost had to be medically evacuated, having to fill the leader role after our alliance leader is eliminated through bullshit circumstances. But I wouldn't expect you to emphasize with me because your leader is still here, and he hasn't been through anything compared to— How dare you say that? Do you have any idea what kind of shit we went through yesterday? Gliscor and I had to go on a wild fucking Venusaur chase, all the while being assaulted left and right by Deltas. Not fun, by the way.
I had to protect Venusaur from 4 advanced Delta Pokemon, where if I had showed up sooner, they would have transformed into a Delta themselves. Or killed him at worst! And look where that got them. Do you see this, Beautifly? Well, you left us for the challenge because of how unreasonably defensive you were. I got viciously attacked, and this was the result. This may very well be something I may have to live with for the rest of my life, but it's an indicator that you've not been through shit compared to me.
Who voted with you?
Are you serious? What the fuck are your priorities, Beautifly? I literally could have died the other day, and you're fixated on—
Who voted with you? It was me! Piplup, I did it. I voted for Gardevoir. But, Piplup, why would you do this? We had a plan. Have I ever steered you wrong before? Beautifly, I'm sorry to say this, but your decision to eliminate Mawile was what? Was close-minded. What if we made the wrong choice? What if we let the actual perpetrator make it through the game and make it easier for it to eliminate you, or me, or anyone at her disposal? Don't you find it suspicious how she always leaves our alliance meetings first? No, you've been giving her all that time she could be using to plot against us. You have to understand where I was coming from in voting for her. Oh, I understand. We take you in after the disbandment of your previous alliance. I treat you like a sister, tend to your beck and call to uplift you whenever you need it. And this is how you repay our generosity? By valuing their input over mine? It's not like that, Beautifly. I can't even put into words how grateful I am to you, to Cricketune, to Monferno, to Smeargle. But it's because of that gratitude that I can't risk you eliminating yourself for us. But please, Beautifly, you're all I have left. I can't lose you too. Maybe you should have considered that before you decided to shatter my trust. Listen to yourself, Beautifly. After everything you've helped me get through, are you really willing to let all of your compassion go to waste by cutting yourself off from everyone? It's ironic. It really is. The fact that this supposed malicious self-indulgent traitor is all I have left.
Let her go, Piplup. She's being incredibly unreasonable right now. We can empathize with their situation. We went through something eerily similar the other day, but we were able to resolve the issue. Despite the hurtful things Beautifly said to you, I'm sure she'll realize she was in the wrong and come around. But if not, I want you to know that you are not alone.
Thank you, Venusaur. But you're wrong. I've always been alone. This was just a cruel reminder of that fact. And yet this whole time, I wasn't as alone as I could have been. If Beautifly does something rash and gets eliminated for it, I don't know what I would do. How's it going, most trusted ally?
Swimmingly. It's an opportune day to go fishing.
Don't toy with me, Skuntank. Because of a fucking unforeseen outcome, not only was I nearly eliminated, but now I have to bounce back from being fucking neutered in this upcoming challenge. And I don't even have balls! If we're as alike as you claim, you'll have to have my best interest at heart.
I hope you realize I gave you a clear advantage.
What the hell are you talking about?
If you recall, Beautifly happened to conveniently obtain an idol last night, netting herself an advantage in this upcoming challenge. Now that we've been made aware of this, depending on what this advantage entails, the opportunity is open to counter her by using her advantage against her.
Were you the one who gave Beautifly the idol?
Not directly, no. I just happened to have encountered an idol within the challenge, and due to my inability to utilize them, I had no need for it and promptly disposed of it, and it happened to conveniently land in the direction of Beautifly.
But I don't understand. It's been made clear to us that there's no way to determine what effects the idols have before playing them. How did you not only prepare for the outcome, but also know the effects?
I didn't. I banked on a possibility, and it ended up being the outcome.
I really hope you realize that's just dumb luck.
Quite the contrary. It actually factors in my philosophy of risk-taking. Every risk is incentivized by a reward. There are of course potential consequences that put the faint of heart off from going through these risks, but the truly strong-willed will be able to avert ramifications and be benefited by the end. It was my mentality for eliminating Spiritomb, and it has not wavered since.
Right. Well, good luck getting through the remainder of the game with that kind of high-risk, high-reward mentality.
Likewise. Choo-ha-ha! Choo-ha-ha! That was so agonizingly easy. I provided her with an incentive disguised as bait, and she took it. Beautifly will only be a martyr. If under some circumstances move that I'm giving her credit for backfires on her, the majority will be drawn to her, and I will be able to make it through the game through the aftermath of her exceptionally dangerous game strategy.
Fuck. You're telling me. Just when we thought we had the votes to get rid of Machamp permanently, the next thing we know we don't. You know, this is probably the first time where if one of my allies left, it would actually affect my gameplay. I suppose I'll take that as a compliment. Regardless though, I'm lucky to still be here. But on the other hand, I now have a penalty that'll most likely affect my gameplay. What do you suggest we do about it? Well, I've managed to take into account multiple outcomes. The unfavorable outcome where I'm swiftly exposed and eliminated. The neutral outcome where in spite of my penalty I managed to make it through the day but I'm still viewed as a threat. And the third where we can actually use my disadvantage as an advantage. Really? Tell me more. Now I mentioned the other day that Beautifly foolishly told me she found an idol within the previous challenge. Now that she's played it and we know what her idol entails, that proves to be a window of opportunity for me to counter the effect. I'm going to stop you right there. You are not going to make yourself more of a threat if this backfires. You nearly got yourself eliminated last night. This play will have both its advantages and its consequences. If we go through with this, then to divert attention away from you, whatever happens, I will take the fall for it. Are you really willing to put your game on the line for this? Whether you leave or I leave doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. But if there's a chance we can both make it through today, gain more control over Piplup, continue to dwindle down Venusaur's alliance, and reduce our competition even further, then I'll take my chances. Gastrodon probably doesn't want to admit it, but it looks like her and Skuntank have pretty similar mindsets when it comes to taking risks. You'd think with all that bullshit Skuntank spewed to me last night about us being alike, these two would swallow their fucking pride and work together. It'd make my job much easier. Good answer. And Now that you've volunteered to spearhead this move, this makes my stratagem all the more effective. Now, as you said, I can't afford to pull this off alone, thanks to that fucking Machamp and his numbers that came out of nowhere. But nonetheless, I have an alternative. Which is, I never told you this, but I have an ability I can share with another individual, which I refer to as a psychokinetic link. A psycho... What the hell did you just say to me? A psychokinetic link. If I establish it with someone, I can freely communicate with them anytime, anywhere. It's like getting a phone call in your mind. I never mentioned this prior because I didn't see it necessary, but to execute this plan, it will be vital. So you'll call me, and then whatever Beautifly's advantage happens to be, we'll coordinate a move. This will also eliminate the need to meet in the forest every morning. We've been lucky enough to where next to no one has come here in an attempt to expose us anyway. Now you're talking! So how do we do this? Link. Close your eyes. Elaborate. There's not much to elaborate on now that I've explained all the technicalities. Just come closer to my vicinity and close your eyes. Okay, well, as long as it has those results, then so be it. Alright, linked. What the hell was that? You didn't see anything. No, I think I did see something. Fucked up things, in fact. And coming from the perspective of the one you made a final 2 deal with, I think I have the right— You didn't see anything. End of story. Is Gardevoir hiding something from me? Was I wrong to trust her? Okay, no. Rationalize this, Gastrodon. It'd be incredibly irrational to eliminate her if she just wanted privacy. But still, I can't deny what I saw, let alone make sense out of it. Did I miss anything plot relevant? Fletchender! Where the hell have you been? I don't know, actually. I guess I just waltzed over here when it was convenient for me. Right, well, you know what would be convenient for me? If you displayed not only participation, but also productivity. If it hasn't been made clear, I am the leader of this alliance. Always have been, always will be. So you better live up to my expectations. Wow, looks like someone woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Good morning, survivors, and welcome to another day of the Final 11. Another day? Look at you all. The Final 11. Still, the person who will leave tonight will not only serve as the second member of the jury, but will also be just cut short of the Final 11. Fuck! I meant 10. Sorry, muscle memory.
We're finally here.
After all this time,
We're one step closer to this game
being mine. Anyways, it's time to discuss today's challenge. A glorified scavenger hunt. And in case you don't understand the basics of finding shit. Wow, condescending today, are we? Allow me to demonstrate. The first thing you're going to want to do is find out what your item is, and then go off as a means of locating it. Wherever you may travel, whether it be forest, cave, or jungle, you'll eventually find an item assigned to you to complete the bundle. But before I elaborate further, there are 2 ground rules that must be followed. First of all, you can travel in groups for all I care, but you can't travel in groups bigger than 2 people. And second, the last person to find their item and cross the finish line with it gets the boot. As in, they will automatically be eliminated from the game. So with that out of the way, it's time to go over what items you have all been assigned. Gardevoir, you are tasked to find the reveal glass. Beautifly, you are tasked to find the rock gem. Gliscor, your item will be the Everstone. Corphish, your item will be the upgrade. Gastrodon, your item will be the red shard. Ampharos, just give me a fucking corn dog. Skuntank, your item will be a used fishing rod. Don't even bother coming back here if it's not used. Piplup, your item will be the Eviolite. Venusaur, your item will be your Megastone. Machamp, you know what, literally just bring a random boulder and just bring it here. And Fletchender, your item will be that new crack I keep hearing about. Oh, and before anything else, it's time to announce Beautifly's advantage for the challenge. Now, to balance things out, your item is relatively far away, but as for your actual advantage, you get to know the exact location of your item.
What? Naked bird?
I don't know how to probably respond, except I guess this is pretty advantageous for me. Likewise, it's time to announce the penalty Gardevoir received after receiving the most votes last night. First of all, not only is our item notoriously rare, but in tandem with that, no teleporting! You just want to see me suffer, don't you? Ha, you know me too well.
Oh, hell, perhaps. The Upgraken. Very strong source of cholesterol.
Wait a second, that's not the name of your item. How could you get it wrong?
I know everything. And also nothing.
So without further ado, is everyone ready? Go!
A few moments later.
Alright guys, Metachamp said groups no more than 2, so I assume we just split up then?
Yeah, but that would mean that one of us would have to volunteer to go on their own. I could be that person and it makes things easier for you guys.
Are you sure about that, Gliscor?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. If anything, it means that alone I can get the challenge done at a faster pace. No offense. None taken. Anyways, Ampharos, would you like to... Venusaur, I know a place where we could potentially kill 2 birds with 1 stone and find both our items. How about you and I go together? Oh, alright, I'm with you, Machamp.
Alright, so that leaves Piplup and I. Sounds good. Where will we be going? The only place where my item would realistically be found.
Alright, good luck everyone.
Okay, Piplup, here we are. Oh no. Alright, here's the plan. I'll go around and cause a diversion. Once I've got his attention, you swoop in and grab that corn dog. Are you sure there's no other way? I mean, you saw him in the cooking challenge. He's so intimidating. Nonsense. It's not like we're gonna find a corn dog in the woods or some shit. This is our only feasible option. Alright, Piplup. Time for Operation Corn That Dog! Operation what? This will be bound to cause an aftershock. Discharge!
Who dares?
Now's my chance. But when it... No time to get cold feet, Piplup. Ampharos is counting on me. I can't let her down.
You wouldn't dare steal from me.
Oh shit!
Corn Death!
I did it! So, what now? Evacuate! Evacuate! Alright, here you go. It cost me a body part, but here's your fucking red shard. Hold on, let me see that. This is a maroon shard. What? Go back and find the exact color shard I asked for, you colorblind bitch.
Oh yeah! This is my challenge! Alright, here we are, an Everstone.
Holy fuck, that was fast. How did you get back here so quickly?
Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind here, but I think I dug my way to a completely different TPI. A pretty insane one at that.
Huh. Why does that rock look shinier than the other? Oh my god! Ah!
Hey man, you got an Everstone?
Sure.
What else you got?
And he just sorta never went away.
Oh shit, the challenge!
This is a stupid episode.
The atmosphere there was really odd. When I got there, the text boxes just disappeared.
I won't question it. Anyways, congratulations, Gliscor. You've officially made it to the final 10. God damn it, now I'm falling behind. Better hustle up, you sluggish slut. Lest you want to make it to the final -10. Alright, damn it, I'm going. Ah! He's gaining on us! Faster, damn it, faster! Go right, go left, go upside down. What? Just do it! No! We're surrounded. I really hope you realize how ridiculous this is. All of this over a fucking corn dog.
It's not about the corn dog. It's about respect. Come on in closer, and I'll demonstrate some.
Ampharos, don't do it. Don't you see the disadvantage you're at right now? We're backed into a corner here, Piplup. I'm not just gonna come to terms with defeat like a defenseless animal. I'm going to fight back.
So you choose to defy me until the bitter end. So you choose, and you will feel my wrath.